Hi there, so today I wanted to make some toffee bar cookie brittle. It's a fun recipe that I like to make, and it's sort of a combination between a brittle and a cookie. So you kind of get a very crunchy, thicker cookie, which is very fun. So I've got all my stuff ready. I've got my oven preheating to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. I've got a baking sheet that I've just lined the bottom of it with a little bit of parchment. You don't need to do that because there's enough butter in this that it won't stick, but I just still like that because it's easier to get up out in one piece, and then I can decide on the pieces that I'm going to break it into. This is a 17-inch by 11-inch jelly roll pan that I am using. And in my bowl of my mixer, I have 1 cup of white sugar and half a cup of light brown sugar. If you don't have light brown sugar, regular dark brown sugar is fine as well. And I'm going to give that a little mix just to mix those two together. Okay, so I just wanted to mix that up quickly before I start adding the rest of my ingredients. Because this is a toffee bar cookie brittle, I obviously have toffee bar pieces that I'm going to be putting in, so I'm just using Heath bar pieces. So this is an 8-ounce package, or 226 grams, or a cup and a third approximately, and that's what I'm going to add as the toffee bar part. If you don't have a bag of this, you can buy Heath bars and chop them up. You can buy Skor bars and chop them up. You can use anything that has sort of the toffee with the chocolate on the outside, or you could just do toffee bits and a little bit extra chocolate. I do have 1 cup of chocolate chips that I will also be adding in, so it will be nice and chocolatey already. So if you just have the toffee bits, you could just put those in with the chocolate chips and it would still be absolutely fine. I also have some flour. I've got 2½ cups of flour with 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt in ready to go for later. And I also have my vanilla ready to add. I'm just using a Madagascar bourbon vanilla bean paste. I like this because it's got the seeds in it. Tastes fantastic, and you can see the little seeds inside, so we'll add that in a bit. But to this, to start, we're going to add 1 cup or 2 sticks of butter that I've had at room temperature, so they're nice and soft. So they will incorporate into our cookie dough very easily. So we're going to do that, and we're going to mix that in. Okay, and to that I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. You don't need to use the vanilla bean paste, that's just what I happen to have. Any good quality vanilla will be fine. And I suppose you could even play around with the flavors if you wanted to do almondy flavored cookies, or if you wanted to do maple flavor or something like that. By all means, go ahead and try different flavors. So we'll just mix that in. Okay, and to this I'm going to add my flour and my salt. So I'm going to put a little bit in at a time just so that it doesn't end up going all over the kitchen. And just stir it in on low. Just add the rest in. There we go. Alright, I'm just going to drop that down and give it a quick little stir. It is going to be a very sort of, as you can already see, quite crumbly, but if you notice that when you sort of squish it together, if I take a little piece up and then squeeze it, it holds its shape, and that's what you want. So that makes it brittle when you cook it, so that you're making your actual brittle and it will be a nice crunchy cookie. So that's all good. So to that, I'm going to add my 1 cup of chocolate chips and my 1 package of toffee bars that are all chopped up. And we'll just mix that in. as I said, it's quite crumbly, so it's just to sort of spread them evenly through the crumbles, really, and then you'll pack it into the pan, and that will kind of bring it all together a little bit better. So we'll just move that out of the way. We'll take this off. I'll move the mixer. Okay, so I've got my 17-inch by 11-inch jelly roll pan, and this is actually a 17 1/4 by 11.5 inch. You just want a jelly roll pan so that you've got a little bit of height around the edge so that you can build up your cookie and you've got a little edge to hold it in place. So I'm just going to dump out all of my crumbs into my pan. And I'm just going to spread them out first so they're evenly distributed on the bottom of the pan. And then I will press it into place. I kind of just want to make sure that it is evenly mixed. My chocolate chips and toffee bar pieces look very well distributed. And then I'm just using my hand and I'm going to go through and press it very firmly into the bottom of the pan. There we go. So I think that's all evenly pressed in, so it's nice and firmly packed. And so I'm going to pop this into my 325-degree oven for 30 minutes. It's going to puff up slightly, and it'll be ready when it's slightly brown on top, and it'll be firm to touch. So it's firm now, and when it bakes, it'll rise a little bit, and then it'll still be firm to touch when it's ready to take out. So I will come back and show you what it looks like finished. Okay, so this is my toffee bar cookie brittle that's come straight out of the oven. If you press on the top, it's firm to touch, and you can see that it's a really nice golden brown all over the top of it. I'm going to let it cool completely in the pan. It's just sat on a wire rack, and I want it to cool completely so that it hardens more or less and becomes brittle so that we can break it apart into pieces. So once it's completely cooled, I will come back and show you what to do next. Okay, so this has been cooling at room temperature just down to cool, so it's touchable and it's not warm, which means it's firmed up and it's ready to break into the pieces. So I have a little corner, and I probably should have left a little bit more room to help pull it up, but it's pulling up and you're breaking it into pieces, so if it breaks, that's absolutely fine. But all you do is you take your corner and you snap, and that's your brittle. So it just pulls apart like that, and you can break it off into any size pieces that you want, and you can leave big ones or medium or small. And so that is what your brittle looks like. So it's a nice crunchy cookie, a little bit thicker than a normal cookie, and it's done in a pan, so you don't have to do each individual cookie otherwise, and it's nice and tasty. So it's a perfect gift for people or treat when people come over, that sort of thing. Anyway, give it a go. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, please do give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to see what else I'm up to. And thanks again for watching.